Right, this is really weird. Oh shit. Hello, right, I'm back. So it's been a while. As you can probably tell, I'm going to be laughing a lot and looking away because I've got an old friend behind the camera. I won't say who it is. Basically, we're going to go through the house bit by bit, starting from the garden, and I've got a list because you know I'm going to forget everything. So, bloody hell, this is not easy, is it? Right, so it's alright, it's not big, it's 2 meters by 2 meters, so it is what it is, because I've got, you know, I'm going to have an area for them. I've got 2 parks for them to go for my 2 dogs. Eventually the pebbles will be changed, because, yeah, just, I need some grass, summit down. I've got 2 bits of storage. That one is locked at the minute, I've locked it back up, but that one, if we have a look here, has a little toilet. Well, I say little, it's one of the really old ones. So yeah, eventually fences will be built up eventually, because they are a bit too low for the dogs. It's good enough for what it is. I'm going to eventually have furniture. And yeah, and that's pretty much the back side of the house. So... Oh, the other thing, because I've forgotten about that, there's going to be decor stuff going on the wall, so like bushes and resin plaques, that type of thing. So yeah, that's not the most exciting thing, but it's the inside that's more important. So yeah, kitchen's next. This is... Oh. Right, the kitchen right now can be a bit more... because I'm not out there, because it's a new area and new neighbours. So the thing about the kitchen is this whole room, there's no light. I forgot to tell you that. So the colour of the kitchen is eventually going to be, I had to look at that, olive green, and then some accents of plum purple. The lampshade, I said I have an absolute hate for it because it's too modern, but the idea I'm going to have is like a stained glass chandelier with, and it's going to sound silly, but with like fruit, so grapes hanging from it. There's going to be more trellis stuff going above the cabinets, I forgot that name. Oh, and then here, eventually, because of the biggest space there is, there's going to be a massive cabinet is going over there, so a unit for like drinks and storage, because that, at the minute, is taking up a lot of storage, with 2 doors already, and I'll get to that. Other things like dog food will be in here, the basic stuff. Eventually, there's going to be some tall chairs and stools, so that I can eat in peace away from the dogs, because they always get to the tables. The big thing. Now, this is the thing I'm really proud of when I get round to it. Because I like old-fashioned stuff. I'm not a massive fan of I think... No, they're not. They're not real. I thought they were real tiles. They're not. They are literally stick-on. But I'm not a big fan of them anyway. So what I'm going for is a retro look. So it's going to be the white and black diamond ones on the floor. Not the square ones, but like a white octagon with a black diamond in between. Like I say, I'll have pictures. Here, one of the big Kit Kat clocks, like one of them, sort of thing, but bigger, because I've always liked that look. And then vintage signs just everywhere to give it a bit of, look. And yeah, pretty much. And then the doorway, which I'll get to, because then the living room, will be rounded, so it'll be, because there were no door on it anyway. So yeah, that'll be the archway. This section here that I was on about is where the stool will be, where I can eat more times out of 10 it'll be the living room that I eat, but there's an extra piece of the room. So yeah, it's that's the kitchen. Right, so this is going to be the most echoey room, and the neighbours are probably going to think, what is he doing? So this is the living room. So far I have made a bit of a start. It is big, and the thing about this room is I got it wrong. It's not 4 meters by 3.5. It's actually 4.5 meters by 4 meters. So it is a bit bigger.
On the inside. Is it? I've noticed.
The main colour of this room is going to be like a wine red. So some people will be like, why are you making it darker? It'll just suck up all the light. But because of how big it is, there's plenty of space. And as you know, I'm into more gothic stuff. So red I thought was suitable compared to black. Saying that, the contrast thing about the furniture is going to be like cream colours. And yes, they'll get dirtier than normal colours. But, you know, I wanted a contrast from the red walls to then dark furniture. The way it's going to be done as well is all roofs in the house are going to stay white. They're going to come down by about 25 or 250 mil, but 25 centimetres, with some trim. All the walls in the house, apart from the bathroom and the spare bedroom, are having the wood trim design, which I've mentioned, because the walls are too flat anyway. Eventually, I did say, but this might change because I've now talked to my neighbours. They mentioned, because of how they're good neighbours. So originally my TARDIS was going to go in that corner because of how the rooms are pretty big for the space, and I can fit as many props as I want in here. The curtains will not be them because I'm not a big fan of those colours, but they're alright. But they're going to be sort of cream, with stags on them. And then there will be a box going over the top to hide the curtain poles, and some new black blinds. Either black or cream, I'm still deciding on that. Saying that, then this will be changed to a massive stag chandelier with the antler design like the wall over there. Now, the big thing, this is not for now, but this will be eventually. Eventually, when I get to use the front door, I will be segregating this room in two. Not too much, but there's going to be a hallway created here. And in the centre, exactly, there will be two sliding black doors. So I'll be creating a false wall. But that's only, like I say, take with a pinch of salt, because that ain't happening anytime soon. That's happening when I'm doing the house up for reselling, or towards the end of when I'm about to sell on. Because at the minute, it's pretty much decent for the size, and I want to use as much as I can. So that's eventually, so don't think much of that. There was going to be a door, like I say, but that's getting changed. And all doors in the house will be, I don't know how to describe it, but I'll have a picture. But they're like, instead of them being full like that, it's like a wooden pane one with 9 glass windows in them, basically, to let light come through, because I've never been a fan of just block doors. In the corner will be some shelves for just any type of stuff. Radiator covers in every single room will be going around. Eventually, I did mention in a Facebook video, I am having a friend come round to hopefully paint on the wall, which either it's going to be that one or that one, because of how much space, of the two dogs, of my two dogs, obviously, in the style of 101 Dalmatians, so the 1961 film, so the portrait. On this wall, if you're wondering what the big circle's for, is for a big light up clock in the style of like Big Ben. So I've seen that just up at Junction 32, and that'll be going there when the camera's placed here, for future videos when I'm sat here. That'll be the backdrop, and maybe a Dalek in the corner. Tall baseboards instead of them ones. So the trick is you put a bit of doweling, basically about another 50 mil up, and you paint whatever the same colour is to give that impression of the tall sideboards. And the coving will be deeper next time, coming out more and more patterned stuff on the ceiling. And that is, and then the TV in the corner, very low on the floor, and a big oak carpet. But yeah, that's the living room so far. There will be a lot of Daleks, obviously, like I say, but at the minute it'll just do as a living room for me and the two dogs. So we will be making our way onto the staircase, because I forgot the other side. As you probably know, I hate white PVC, so all the light switches, which I'm pointing to, are on, like, you know, your standard PVC light switch, they are all going to be changed to gold toggle switches. You know, brass, that type of thing, metalwork, to give it a sort of Victorian steampunk era type thing. because like I say, and eventually I'll have to do something with that door. I might have to paint it gold. Cupboard handles, so any in the corner or in the living room, will all be changed to like wildlife, insect type bee fins that I've seen. I'll have pictures again. When it comes to Christmas, which I'm really looking forward to, and it sounds silly, when I'm doing like, well, holiday stuff, that window will be on display. So I'll be having the Christmas tree, and I'm not going for like small Christmas trees. I will be going above and beyond to almost touching the ceiling. So that'll be where the tree will be going when it comes to that. And then, another good thing that I really am wanting, there's these things you can get where they're called barcode pictures. So you might like this as well. So if you have a favourite film, it'll have every single frame on a board, basically. But it'll be every picture condensed into one piece. So my film being 101 Dalmatians will be all different colours. And I've got the whole movie on the wall sort of thing. So that'll be going either above the door or on the mantelpiece eventually. And this time, that's the end of the living room. I'm sure. So the next bit, now this is going to be difficult because of how crammed it is. The next bit is the stairs, which are a bit of a death trap. So mind your step. So like I mentioned, all stairs and every room is going to have the doweling system. This bit will eventually be taken off. I'm not having carpet, but I will have carpet up the stairs, but I'm going to have them back to wood. And the type of stairways like where you have a rug going down them, but then you have metal brass beams holding them in place. I don't know the name. Coming up, so this is the death trap that I'm on about. I don't know what it's about, but normally you have a landing. I'm guessing they built these two in. And there's a funny little story that whoever did the house up and above your head, they decided to fill out with polystyrene. I accidentally hit that with my shoe and I thought, I've broken wood. I went down and it was polystyrene. So I have no idea what they're doing. So so this carries on. The banister will probably be gold, as you probably know, and light switches again. So this bit is going to be difficult because I'm going to have to go in here and you'll have to be on the landing to film so it's not cramped. So this is where I'm going a bit extravagant, if that's the word. Normally, most people like to keep these. What I'm doing is I'm taking this out because I know it's a brick wall straight up and a shelf and the colour as well, because I've gone from, again, point A to then point C to point B. All this will be black. That clock will be hung here. So it's a mirror sort of thing as well. So that I found that on the street as well. So yeah, this bit will be all cut out. And all painted black, so it's going to be quite tall. And the reason for this is there's going to be another Imperial Dalek, white and gold one, on a shelf looking down at people. So when people go down, they'll see most of my Doctor Who memorabilia up here. And it will fit because I've measured. So going from there, I guess the next room, which pretty much seen anyway, is the YouTube room. And this one's the most echoey. Yeah. So this room being above the living room is one of the biggest ones. Some people are going to love the wardrobes, but sadly I am going to be getting rid from that point onwards because I don't have that many clothes, even though it looks like a lot right now. I'll keep the one on the end because I do need storage. That's a double bed to give you a reference of how big the room is. It's pretty big for what it is. It's okay. My ceiling fan will be going up there. In between all of the, again, these will all be dowlings, will be then the, my YouTube thing of the Dalmatian spots will be going everywhere. Don't know if I'll have a TV up here. I think I'll just keep one TV in the house, but I might change my mind. Eventually, this bed will then be pushed into the corner to allow enough space. That doorway that I was mentioning will have them type of doors I was meaning with the glass design. A desk will be going here for all the 3D resin printers, so to keep them out of the cold. A desk will be going there and a camera will be facing this way so people can't see what my view is because I'm trying to keep it secret. Don't worry, I'll be blurring the window because I know you went like that and I went, so the oven, this is eventually again, so not now, but take with a pinch of salt because I've got a massive idea of what I want. Because I love the 1960s, I want a window bay bench, I think that's what they're called, sort of thing, but I need it to be up level to the window so when the dogs lay down, they can still, it's a little thing for me, but it don't matter to them, but it's so when they lay down, rest their head on the window ledge, they'll be level. So what I need to do, eventually I'll be creating a second floor in this room with carpet, so it'll have a staircase going up, then it'll be going to the radiator, then there'll be a booth thing built there with maybe a pillow sort of thing there for them, and then at this end will be eventually this bed will be moved out into the spare bedroom when I'm not using it for storage. That area will be where all my instruments and music and the computer and all that type of stuff will be put for when I'm making the music or editing my YouTube videos in future. But that's, like I say, in future, not right now. But again, this room will be mainly for my finished work, so no unfinished projects will be in the house looking ugly on display. I know one Dalek in here, but I've got to build that yet. So yeah, pretty much that's that room, and then that's just a thing that I bought ages ago, so I'm going to go for, again, and what I'm going to be going for in this room is not going to be very vintage. It's going to have a lot of, how do I describe it? Things like from wish.com type of things, like, I don't know, neon signs type of thing. I can't think of what I'm on about. I think, though. Yeah, and that's that room. So, going from this room, we'll then to the bathroom. Are you staying there?
Do you want to introduce the bathroom and then we'll go in the bathroom?
This is the bathroom. Alright, so that could have been tied to me. Right, so this is the bathroom, by the way.
If you don't know.
If you don't know.
If you can't tell.
So it's a bathroom. I mean, I'm a bloke. It's good. It'll do for what it is. I come here to get washed, do my business. It doesn't need to be pretty. It can be the last thing that I'll do up eventually. But if I had to change it, it would be like, I don't know what colours. I said yellow, but I've now changed my mind to maybe some darker colours. Probably monochrome type style. But yeah, it's alright in it for what it is. I would eventually have this changed because I'm not really a shower person. I'm a shower and bath person, but then it means I'm going to have to then take my dogs to a groomer's, so that's going to be a bit difficult. I would rather have a bath to bath them in. Because I don't know what they'd be like with this. So eventually I may have it changed. But yeah, this is the bathroom. It's kind of modern, but it'll do for now. So yep. And carrying on from that, because of this hallway is very small. Again, it'll be the same as the rest of the house. As mentioned, this will be black as well, like the staircase, to give a very, I guess, cozy feel, or yeah, cozy. She's nodding. Cozy feel, or I don't know, like mysterious sort of thing as you're coming up the stairs. I was going to have a Dalek on show, but it's too small. So this is the spare bedroom. So this one originally was going to be a guest bedroom, but for the time being, it will do for storage. So literally today I've been bringing all this here. I had to cover this up because I didn't want people to know what I was bringing here, even though some people are going to think, what the hell is it? But yeah, there's, if you remember that from how long ago, and I will finish it. And long story, I'm not going to go on too long about it because I don't want to bore my friend here. Eventually, there's going to be one of these, but the thing about this is it's going to be only one because of the size of it. And it's going to be a special one because I'm going to hopefully get Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred, if she's called that anymore. I think she's changed it, to sign the Dalek. So then it has a bit of value to it, and it will be replacing Imp 1J. So that's just a little, for those who have been wondering what's happening with the Daleks, and that one they've been waiting for. So that's what's happening with that. But I've yet to take a mould of that and make a fiberglass copy. So it's not a big rush at the minute. But yeah, going from that, this room, I can't see much to do with it anyway. I mean, I would like it like the rest of the house, all panelled, but it's just going to be storage because the reason is the garage, which I do have, but the thing about it is it's not very big. So in here, luckily, they will fit in. This is basically going to be the Vengeance of the Daleks room for all my props to go in storage so that I know that they're safe and out of the way. Last thing I want is people breaking into the yard or the garage or anything, finding Daleks and nicking off with them, whereas the house is a bit more secure. So if you imagine, in here, all of them are going to be crammed up against a wall. Every Imperial Dalek, special weapons, and I'll probably put a sign saying keep out or something like that. So that's pretty... Oh, and then there's this thing, I know.
I'll point it then.
There ain't much, but, you know, it's just a literal little cupboard. I don't know if I'd have to turn this into... Well, I did say I will eventually do a loft. I was mentioning to someone at B&Q, one of my other friends, and I said I would like a loft, so I guess the other stairs would go here then. I'm guessing, right? Yeah, that would make sense. You'd go around, because I was at the other house, was built out at the side of Ben's room, so he had to, yeah. So maybe this will be the loft conversion eventually. Yeah, that actually works out, and then I will have a loft, and that'll be then... I guess that'll then be the guest bedroom or another Dalek bedroom. You know me too well. No, another flight of stairs. I've had enough of the bloody stairs of getting so many up. No. Stella.
I bet you can't get upstairs in a Dalek outfit, can you?
I can try. That's pretty much the interior of the house. So the garage is literally outside. It's about the size of the YouTube room and living room, just a bit. It does need a bit of work, and again, I will be putting the video of me panning around the garage to show it. I have done a bit of work in it. I've cleared it out. Today I've just been jet washing it. It's going to be done out because it's one of those, I call them a Meccano set garage, where it's been bolted together. It's still holding up, it's in good condition. There's not a lot of wood either, but it does need replacing because it's rotted at the front. But what is going to be happening is I am going to then be insulating it to keep it in a constant heat cycle, because if the temperature drops, it's going to affect stuff. It will only be used to make things in, so no Daleks are going to be in there. The only projects that I'm working on will be in the centre. If you imagine this being the garage, there will be workbenches going all the way around. Somewhere a big metal container to put all my hazardous materials, because one spark goes to that, the entire thing blows up. I'll have somewhere like a glass cutting rack, so then I'm not cutting on the floor like a peasant. I'll be able to actually just pour it. She's laughing. She's just a glass cutting rack, so I can just cut glass properly instead of getting on the floor and ruining my trousers.
Like a peasant.
And the big thing that I put in bold is no projects are going to be in there. They're staying in the house. So it's going to be a funny day when my neighbours look out. I've only told one of them. So when people on the end see bloody Daleks coming out, they're going to think, what the fuck's going on in that house? Table saw, basic things like that. The other thing, there is no power. So eventually I'm going to have to do some DIY work of digging out the floor. Because it's all grass. It's a shared area, so it's not really mine, but I'm sure I'll be allowed to put down some piping with a extension lead going in, so I'm not bringing it out and people trampling over it or tripping. That's the last thing I want. So eventually I will be wiring my own electric to it eventually. And then eventually again, there will be a brand new door, because again, I had to snip the cables because of how old they were. They basically jammed, so when we tried pulling it down, it got stuck, so I had to snip them. So every time I open the door, reason why we can't go right now, you have to push it and then lift and then hold it, and then at the minute I'm budging some ladders underneath it. I do need to create some sort of a system to keep the door open at times. I did get locked in it today actually when I was jet washing. The door slammed on me again. I thought I was locked in, so I thought I was going to actually have to shout for help. So, and the last thing I've put is I'm going cordless on most of the tools, so reason why I don't need too much electric and lighting, so a floodlight as well. And then I think that wraps it. Yeah, that's just a drawing for the room. So, yeah, not the most exciting thing. My neighbours are probably thinking next door, what the hell is he going on about, talking to himself? And yeah, this is my house now. I'm pretty happy with it, without keeping too much time. I paid 115 for it. It's in a good location. My neighbours are all right at the minute so far. Hopefully they don't get annoyed at my music taste or the Daleks that they constantly see. And yeah, hopefully this is the next 40 years of my life of I've got my own place. I can do what I want and I'm going to be doing it up nicely. So yeah, I think, as you said, cut.